What is the greatest opening scene in movie history? Shout out to UP for being able to tell the life story of a married couple with 0 words while simultaneously making half the theater cry. Saving Private Ryan. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Inglourious Bastards. Hans Landa at the milk farm of Monsieur Lapadite. Terminator 2. Especially the first time you watch it and only have the knowledge from the first movie. Scream. That opening scene with Drew Barrymore is iconic. The Matrix. 28 weeks later. When I was a kid, I loved the opening to The Sound of Music. Say what you will about the film's corniness, but that beautiful aerial photography sequence and accompanying ambient sounds and the music build-up of clouds, snowy mountains, Austrian countryside, and eventually leading to the spinning figure of Julia Andrews' character singing the film's title song is wonderful. The Dark Knight opening with the bank robbery. Not only the scene itself, but how it brought IMAX into mainstream cinema. Super Troopers. Apocalypse Now. Scream. Star Wars 1977 in the theater. Shrek when he opens the door. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The opening credits are pure art, loudly crying face. Jurassic Park. The Lion King. Opening sequence of 1917. The Mummy 1999 perfect opener, just perfect. Baby Drivers is super fun. Ghostbusters. Can't believe I'm first to comment Goodfellas. Gladiator. Casino Royale with Daniel Craig. The gritty black and white, the slow tension of the chat mixed with the fight scene, the yes. Considerably. Line. I was very skeptical going in, and I was hooked at that moment. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Back to the Future is a masterclass. Clocks, Rube Goldberg machines, dog food, stolen plutonium, huge amplifier, slapstick. Zombieland has to be up there. Pulp Fiction. If any of you motherfucking pricks move, I'll execute every last fucking one UVYA. But yeah, I agree with all the Inglourious Bastards comments. Tarantino is such a genius. Blade. You are watching this couple go to this secret, exclusive rave party. You can tell that something isn't adding up, but the guy does not really know how screwed he is, cause he chalks it up to it being one of those cool things. Meanwhile, the guy appears to have a good time dancing. Crystal method turns on, sprinklers go, then the guy realizes that the sprinkle on his clothes is blood. He is surrounded by vampires. Then as he freaks out and stumbles away, he comes upon this ripped dude in dark shades wearing black leather. It is about to go down. Oh brother, where art thou? Something about the classic opening credits with that hobo song was just so great. Jaws. Fellowship of the Ring. The Godfather. Contact. Ghost Ship has an awesome opening scene. I Was Born a Poor Black Child. The Fifth Element. In 300 years when evil returns, so shall we. And of course, Aziz Light. Touch of Evil. Raising Arizona. D-Day invasion scene in Saving Private Ryan was the main thing I liked about that movie. Seemed so brutally realistic. Drive. Also has a great ending scene. Hunt for Red October. That's a comfort movie for me. The Player. It's an 8-minute unbroken shot that weaves indoors and out to follow parts of important conversations, including two people discussing famous long opening shots. Kill Bill V1. The close-up of the bride's face, hearing Bill's voice so calm and almost tender, the black-white cinematography, the surprise shot, and fade out with that ominous musical number. It pulls you in right from the beginning. Before this scene, you think it's typical Tarantino, with gore and action with very little tenderness. But starting with this scene, you're immediately invested, and it's easier to digest the rest of the movie, where the respect all the characters have for each other is absolutely mind-blowing. I love it. Harold and Maude. Starting your film with the main character killing himself and his mother not giving a shit is a strong, dark, and funny choice. I love the opening to Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Edit: this is probably the first Reddit quote stuff endlessly chain of comments I've ever actually enjoyed. Good work. I think I'll be watching this movie tonight. The Blues Brothers. 2001. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Galadriel's monologue in The Fellowship of the Ring. Up. Hot Fuzz. Reservoir Dogs. Honestly, for as bad as the rest of the movie is, I really enjoy the opening of X2. Nightcrawler working his way through the White House is pretty awesome. Inglourious Basterds, the first 15 minutes alone is fucking amazing. Richard III with Ian McKellen when the tanks breaks into bunker. For me, it's Raiders of the Lost Ark or Romancing the Stone. Both are just so fun. Jaws. Cliffhanger. Blade. We brought one horse too few. No, you brought two too many. The opening 12 minutes of Once Upon a Time in the West. Good luck finding the full 12 on YouTube. Best to rent it and see the whole thing. Children of Men. Star Wars: A New Hope. Dawn of the Dead 2004. Star Trek 2009. Pre-Thor Chris Hemsworth as Kirk's father, 2. Road Warrior Mad Max 2. Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Not the greatest, but very great. Saving Private Ryan. The landing on Omaha Beach hit so hard. I remember watching this when I was 12 and was wondering what was gonna happen when I saw the soldiers vomiting and shaking. When the gates open, all hell breaks loose. Watchmen. In one opening scene you get caught up on the alt history in its entirety. Filled with small details that even further solidify what world you're in and asking for multiple viewings. Blade Runner. Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Maybe not the greatest, but the opening scene to Cliffhanger is pretty damn good. Lion King. Gladiator. That opening battle is fantastic. Sure, there's lots of issues in terms of accuracy etc., but that doesn't stop it being fucking epic. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Shoot her. Shoot her. Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets had a pretty cool opening sequence. Pirates of the Caribbean when Captain Jack Sparrow arrives at Port Royal. Dark Knight. 28 Weeks Later has an incredible opener. Shame about the rest of the movie, but it's probably the best intense horror opener, maybe ever. Heat had a pretty good opener. Ghost Ship. The Sound of Music. Lion King. X2's Men United: The White House infiltration by Nightcrawler. Conan the Barbarian: The first 15 minutes of the 1982 Arnie version. This is the definitive version of the movie trope of a narrator providing the hero's backstory. Throw in Basil Polidori's famously epic score, and you have one of the greatest opening scenes of all